Are your phones not ringing like they used to? Do you have too many open slots on your calendar? It sounds like you need Big Bang Marketing, Mike Crow's #1 inspection-generating marketing system for home inspectors. Discover how to systematically generate home inspections again and again. Plus, right now, when you try out the Big Bang Marketing System, you also get a list of other business building bonuses like additional monthly resources, monthly group coaching calls, and 2 bonus tickets to Mike's next in-person home inspector mastermind meeting where you can see firsthand how Mike's own home inspection business operates. So what are you waiting for? Go to coachblueprint.com/go today and transform your business with the power of Big Bang Marketing. That's coachblueprint.com/go.
Hi, this is Mike Crow, and I run a home inspection business. In fact, I've run a couple of home inspection businesses. The true joy for me, though, has been helping literally thousands of home inspectors build really solid home inspection businesses as well. We can help a single-man operation be able to do over $300,000 a year, maybe all the way up to $400,000 a year as a single inspector operation. Even better for me is the 80-plus companies that we have helped be able to build million-dollar home inspection businesses. I would like to help you be able to do the same thing. One of the things that sometimes I think we miss is that so many people get desperate for work, and we're going to help you become less desperate for work. We're going to make sure you know the phone's going to ring more, so if I don't take this job, then I'm okay. And in other words, I don't have to take this job. My dad always said, there are some clients, son, we don't want. And he was absolutely correct, okay? So as I start looking at referrals, I start saying, what type of referrals am I looking for? What type of referrals are you looking for? I'm going to give you my list and go through it a little bit. And then what I want you to understand is that you can add to this list or you can prioritize this list and to say the top 3 things that you want to have as well. When you're in business, profitability is one of the most important things. It's not necessarily the most important thing because if things keep me from sleeping at night, that's a problem, okay? Not a very profitable lifestyle. But I want to make sure that the referrals that I have are profitable. We have a few agents that call us over and over and over again, and they're always looking for a bargain. They're always looking for a bargain. Now, sometimes I say, that's no problem, we can do that because of the relationship I have with them. A lot of times, though, we just keep on moving and we tell them, I'm sorry, that's our price. And I want you to know that we look forward to serving you. And quality takes a little bit extra time and costs a little bit extra money. I try never to put down the competition, and I definitely never try to say, you get what you pay for. Those are terrible phrases. Don't use those, okay? Say something like, quality takes time and costs money. So there you go, so profitable. Number 2 is, do I enjoy working with that person? And by the way, this goes for coaching as well. If I don't enjoy working with that person, I sure as heck don't want to be coaching them, right? And if there's real estate agents that I want to work with, then I want to make sure that it's enjoyable. And not just enjoyable for me, but enjoyable for my inspectors, enjoyable for the people in my office. I have literally picked up the phone and said, hey, I just want to tell you how much we've appreciated your business in the past. However, every time you call my office, it takes me half an hour to calm them down because you're so rough on them and so demanding of what you want. And by the way, I understand being demanding, and I just want you to know it may be a good time for us, maybe a good time for me to recommend some other companies for you to work with. And I'll give them 2 or 3 other names. Competition maybe that I don't like so much, okay? And in some cases, they will literally, adjust and go, look, Mike, you're right. I'm way too hard on your office. Those young ladies don't deserve that. I want you to know I appreciate you making the phone call. I know it took a lot of effort to do that, guts even. And I want you to know I appreciate that, and I'm going to take better care of your office. And if I have a problem, I'll give you a call, and then see what we can do. Okay, and it worked out great. I have literally, some of my coaching members, we literally have what we call black ball agents. They literally have a sign, and it's a big black ball, and there's agent's name in there that they won't work with anymore because those agents have done things that are not very reputable or are not very not enjoyable for me to work with. I left my toolbox in a house one time, and I was going back into the house to pick up my toolbox, and I heard the agent saying, you know, it's the inspector's job to kind of make sure that you see all of this stuff, but it's really not as important or as big of an issue as he's making it out to be. Last time we worked with that agent, I still remember her name, and I still remember her telling her, thank you, but no thank you. I think we should work with other people. She's just going to get me sued, all right? And then you want those people, and so that kind of goes to number 3. You want those people that will trust you as an advisor, will trust what you say, will trust to know that you're not trying to exert the process or the problems or anything. And so it's very, very important for them. When you say something, they go, huh, never quite thought of it that way. I look forward to hearing it and seeing it and maybe rethinking this, all right? So they trust you as an advisor. The next piece on my list is willing to refer you. I know there are some agents out there that are always referring the cheap guy, the cheap guy, the cheap guy, and then all of a sudden they want to refer you. And it turns out, by the way, that it's the problem client that they want to refer to you. And, you know, I might take that once because I figure this is an opportunity for them to see me, get to know me, get to like me, and understand that we can handle any type of client, you know, that they may be working with and trying to make their life easier in the process. But the truth is, I want them to refer me all of their clients. Yeah, all of them. Okay? Not just 1 or 2 or 10% or 30%. I want them to refer all to me. I know that's not going to happen right off the bat, but I want to make sure that that's where I'm aiming to, and I want to make sure that we have that. The next one on my list for being referable is, do they respect your time? So the agents that I work with, the people I work with, the people I coach, they know that date night for me and Susan, well, it used to be Thursday nights. Now that's family night, so that's still very precious to me, and me and Susan have moved our date night to Tuesday nights. I don't want them calling me at 7:30 on a Tuesday night, Mike, I need to talk to you. Now, I have set up so many backup systems and so many other ways for them to reach the inspectors or reach the company, so it really shouldn't happen. But I have had people literally call me when I'm sitting in church, and they expect me to answer. And that isn't going to happen either, you know. I'm going to respect our preacher because he's up there giving his best, his time, his effort. I want to make sure that to some degree he knows that I trust him and that he knows he can trust me to be able to listen to him and as an advisor in different things. So I want people that will respect my time. And this is a challenge even sometimes for me. This is one of my weaknesses because, man, when I get a wild, crazy thought, I'm going, hey, call this person. Mike, it's Sunday. Yeah, I know. Call him anyway. Okay? Now, I try not to call him too early, and I try not to call people too late. And every now and then I do. And I usually start off with going, I know it's late, and I want you to know I'm sorry. I need to see if I can ask you a simple question. Do you have a couple of minutes? I'm still trying to respect their time, and you need to make sure that you do that. The next part of this is, do they thank you for doing your job and making sure that you took really good care of their client or taking really good care of them? If people can't say thank you to you, it's like they go, well, yeah, duh, that was your job, buddy, okay? That's probably not at the top of my referral list. And I want to make sure that they understand that they have that. And so here's one of the phrases, by the way, that I have tried to teach all of my kids, all of my coaching members. You're going to love this one. You want to make sure you write this one down. Thank you for your patience. If I'm in the middle of a phone call to a service person, I'll probably say thank you for your patience, or thank you for your help on this, or thank you for your extra, help on this, whatever it is. But I always try to take that and say it to maybe the bank teller that's doing something a little bit unusual for me, or maybe even the server at the restaurant, okay? So make sure you can sincerely thank people. And here's one of the things about this list. We've gone through this a little bit, and we've got a couple more here, but profitable, enjoy working with you, trust you like an advisor, willing to refer you, respect your time, and sincerely thank you. Now let me ask you, how many of these do you fulfill to people that you want them to take care of you as well? So for instance, we have this wonderful place that takes care of all of our vehicles. We have like 20 some vehicles, right? Well, it's a mom and pop shop, and they do all of this. And I have referred them over and over and over again. And the other side of this coin, though, is that I try to make sure they look at me and they go, one, he's profitable. Two, I enjoy working with him. He's pretty nice. Three, I trust him. They trust me as an advisor, so I trust them when they go, hey, we've got to replace such and such in the car. And then I'm referring them all the time. I try to respect their time. Hey, is this a good time to talk? I just need to ask you a question about van 23, okay? And then, of course, I try to make sure I sincerely thank them in the process. Just remember, everything has an opposite side of the coin. And so you want to try to make sure that you have that. And then, you know, not only do they trust you as an advisor, they readily take your advice. So when I tell someone, and sincerely try to tell them, you know, you really need to consider having a heating and air conditioning guy check out the heat exchanger in this unit and everything. I want them to go, oh, okay, and they're writing that down, and they're getting someone out there. We got sued by one guy because we wrote up all 3 of his furnaces, told him all 3 were showing signs of cracked heat exchangers, and recommended a heating and air conditioning person for all 3 of them, and he didn't do any of it. He didn't do any of it. And then he moved in, and someone came and looked at it and went, oh my God, these are all terrible, you know? And then he tried to sue us. Well, I want people that will readily take my advice and understand it. You know, my favorite coaching people, and I have a bunch of them, is that I say, hey, you want to have at least 10 offices per inspector per week, that you're putting the chocolate bowls into those offices, and you want to make sure you're doing this, and you want to make sure you're asking for presentations. And of course, the ones that succeed are the ones that are readily taking my advice and doing it pretty much exactly the way I tell them to do it. It's kind of a super cool thing. And then the last one, which is a little bit unusual, and I've made the mistake sometimes of trying to work with people that have completely different values than I do. Now, I'm not talking about politics here, okay? Yes, there's this side and there's that side. And by the way, me and my wife are on opposite ends of this. I say she's very conscientious, I'm very conservative. And somehow we still meet in the middle, and we try to respect each other on those things. The fact that she's concerned about it and she votes, that's pretty cool for me, all right? Even though she's voting the opposite that I am, okay? But I want her to also respect me, okay? So I can go do what I want and vote the way I want, instead of thinking I should have to vote the way she does. I want her to have similar values, and our values are that we believe this is a great country, and we believe in the process, and we want to participate in that process. I'm also a very faith-driven person. And when people come to work with us, and a lot of times as you go through the coaching, you figure this out real quick. I mean, my high five, right, is family and faith, and boom, there it is. And I have had people work with me that are atheists, and that's okay. That's their choice. I'm not going to beat them up over that. But if they want to beat me up over it, that's a problem. Well, you just don't really blah, blah, blah. You can't possibly believe that. There's no way, blah, blah. And after a while, you just get tired of it. I respect everybody having their own belief, even when it's wrong, okay? But the bottom line is, the closer they are aligned to me, the easier it is inside of all of those different things. So having a similar value to you makes it easier to teach and work with them. Now, as you go through this list, think about, you know, as someone that you want to have someone come to you that does these things. Maybe you need a new inspector, okay, if you're adding on inspectors. Maybe you need a strategic partner. Boy, this list becomes even more important with that. Maybe someone in one of those 4 phases of survival, you know, like, or 4 phases, like survival and stability and success and significance. And as you're working through with those people on those different things, it's much easier, faster to get from here when they have all of these things, when they are willing to respect you and work with you and listen to you, and it's a profitable situation. I have people all the time that come up to me and go, hey, Mike, can I pick your brain? Well, yeah, and sometimes, by the way, I've been known when a brand new inspector in my area says, hey, I'm getting into the inspection business, I'll have lunch with them. I'll buy them lunch. And then I show them everything that we're doing, and I'll let them take a picture of it and walk away trying to do that. Because I can't, because of a non-compete, I can't coach them here in my area. But I want to make sure that all of these things are important. All of these things are important to them on top of all of that. So as you're doing that, you have to go through that direction as well.